on Tuesday, the 2nd of August, the same day that we are being encouraged to pucker up and spread the love because it's National Kissing Day. And joining me, Andrea Mclean, today, are three hot ladies who will no doubt have a long line of men wanting to have a smooch with them later on today. They are Lisa Maxwell, Zoe Tyler, Linda Bellingham. And joining us for a chat this Tuesday is a lady who'll be keeping you company at lunchtime when us loose women are on our summer holidays. Alongside Chef Gino DeCampo, she'll be saying, "Let's do lunch." It's Melanie Sykes. Also here is the former EastEnders actress who's had more than her fair share of ups and downs in 2011. Speaking candidly and exclusively to us today, it's a lovely Natalie Cassidy. OK, they are all coming up later, but first, Zoe, it's your last show today.
I know.
You've been here for what, four years now? What sort of
years.
experience do you think you're going to take away from your mad time here on Loose Women?
Well, I think firstly I'll go and cleanse my liver. But no, it's been... I remember when I first got the show and I phoned my best friend, I said, God, it'd be great if I could do 6 months of this. So I've had a fantastic 4 years. And I've got to say, you know, I have changed, and it does change you sitting on this panel.
You're not that loose anymore,
I'm not loose anymore, but, you know,
I'm
attached. I've been a single mum for 8 years, like so many out there.
Excuse me, I remember the first night that Angus came to stay. Do you remember?
Why, were you there?
No,
well, I was, yeah. No, but, you know...
I've changed now.
She has changed.
I have. I know how to... I've learnt again how to be in a relationship. No, it was embarrassing because I did have a habit of speaking to everybody like my 9-year-old, you know, before bedtime. It was... Do you need to do a wee-wee before bedtime? No, I'm all right, thanks. Are you sure? Well, no, because... You don't really want to wake me up in the middle of the night. I'm not good at being woken up. No, I'm fine. Cut to him going in the toilet, desperately trying to squeeze something out before bedtime. But no, I don't do that anymore. And we're very happy, and lovely Max as well, his son. So I've learnt to open up, and I'm really, really, really happy.
Aww.
And
he's here.
Angus. So we're not going to get too slushy because I'm not. No. I don't want to cry today.
So what are you going to do after today? Because obviously, you know,
well, I'm actually we're going on holiday tomorrow, and then because it's the only time we're going to get together, I'm coming back. I'm doing a big arena show. I'm playing the narrator because I'm doing Joseph.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. You said you're in love with Angus. What do you mean you're doing Joseph?
No, I'm not doing. That's poor Chesney Hawkes. Chesney, if you're watching, no.
Bada boom, bada boom.
I am the one and only. No, I can't do him, can I? No.
No.
But I'm very excited.
Brilliant.
So lots of singing work. So yeah, so I can't be sad, can I?
No.
Not today.
No show to do yet.
God forbid.
Right. It seems that for now, at least, bear this in mind, Zoe, because Angus is in the audience. Be careful what you say. The summer weather... That's it, head in hands, boy. The summer weather has eventually arrived in the UK. Parts of England experiencing tropical temperatures. According to scientists at Boston State Hospital, hot weather gets us more in the mood for some summer lovin'. The reason being is that the sun's rays trigger vitamin D in our body, which in turn boosts the production of the sex hormone testosterone. Who knew? Lingerie retailer Ann Summers would agree with this research. This time last year, they reported a 40% rise in sales of underwear. Shoppers took advantage of the holiday period to boost their sex lives. So is the summer sun, do you think it's going to be putting you in the mood for some summer lovin'?
Well, just between us...
Yeah, it's all right, no one's listening.
No one's watching. I like a bit of summer loving. Because I feel the cold. That's my problem. I don't like taking clothes off, and I can't... If someone's got cold hands and they touch me, everything shrinks, goes like that.
Yeah.
So when I'm warm, everything sort of opens up and relaxes, and I'm kind of a bit more in the mood for it. Because I like the smell of suntan lotion as well. I find that's quite a nice thing.
You can use suntan lotion in winter, you know, if you like the smell.
No, because when it's cold and you make yourself damp, it's not nice.
But the smell of sweat's not too hot.
Well, no, I don't sweat because I don't really don't get hot. I love to be just warm. And so the idea of just sort of peeling off the layers and having some suntan lotion, cool cotton sheets.
No, see,
I just need a moment now, actually.
No, it's all a bit too hot for me. And I think the idea's there, but to be honest, if the summer... I'm just about to go away in the morning, and if the summer holiday's producing more testosterone, I'm off to the Arctic. That's all I've got to say.
So silly.
No, it's too... You know what? It makes you feel like you're a little bit in the mood for loving, doesn't it? Because it's warm and nice, but, you know, when you've done the deed and it's sort of like... I'm so up. Get off now, get off! Get off me, I'm sweating.
The survey makes me laugh, you know, it goes on about the vitamin D, increasing the test...
information from
all right,
the hospital.
information. But surely, what it basically boils down to is people have got more clothes off. So it draws your attention to the fact that they've got less on, and it makes you think about it. I'm a bit concerned about Anne Summers, though, you know, because I once did venture into one of her shops, and I found there was an awful lot of ostrich feathers and I have to tell you, if you're hot and sweaty, you don't want an ostrich feather.
Yes.
Because they get stuck in the most awkward places. And I remember, and it's like, somebody was talking about the Maldives, where they do those lovely spas, you know, where you go and have... And when I do get quite hot, and, you know, it's all quite nice, isn't it, and sort of rather sensuous, and I thought I'd go and have one of those massages, and they cover you with fruit. And I hadn't eaten much, I'm lying there, and I'm suddenly, oh, yeah, right then. Gave myself a very good time.
I've never had a massage where you get covered in fruit before.
Yes. Oh, it was hysterical.
I'm obviously missing
Papaya
out.
and passion fruit all over. And the smell. I was so hungry, it was driving me mad.
You could have a massage and dinner in one go.
Precisely.
I was just beginning to calm down, Linda. Well, now, you've not said anything about your Steve yet. What about you two? Do you have those massages that you can have together on holiday? You know,
do you know,
sort of
we went on
in the
holiday
heat?
to Mauritius a year or so ago, and that was hilarious, because we did that couples thing where you have the massage in the same room, and so, you know, he's on one table and I'm on the other, just starting to relax, and you hear... And then got all the plinky-plonky music, and the ladies are sort of giggling like that, and I was going, nudge him, nudge him.
I did a double massage once years ago with a boyfriend in Turkey, and the little Turkish man had a little towel on. That's all he had, and he stepped over us. He had nothing on. Oh, my God. It was vile. We were more tense when we got out than we were when we got in.
Right, so has that put you off, or summer when you're most in the mood? Or like Zoe, is it just too hot and sticky to be touched by your man?
Too hot.
Never mind anything else. You can drop us a line about that or any of today's other topics by going to our website, emailing us at loose.women@itv.com, or posting your comments on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Get them in before 1:15 p.m. today. That's Tuesday the 2nd of August, and we could well be reading them out a little later on. Right, we're off for a break, and Lisa's going to have a little hose down.
Yeah.
When we return, is it easier to bring up boys than girls, or girls than boys? Which way is it? We'll be asking that in 3 minutes. Welcome back to Loose Women this Tuesday lunchtime. Now, a new term has been coined by users of parenting website Mumsnet. The phrase SMOG, which stands for Smug Mothers of Girls, is used to refer to the rise in the number of mothers who say they only want daughters because they think it's easier to bring up girls than boys. According to one user of the website, some expectant mothers are horrified at the thought of having sons because they're unpleasant, noisy, smelly creatures. I know, a bit like their fathers.
Yeah.
So, but do you think that raising boys is something to be scared of?
Oh, very. Mine, yeah. I don't know. I always wanted a girl. He's not watching, so I can say this. I really, really wanted a girl because I wanted that image of little dark ringlets, pretty dresses. I was the size of an absolute house when I was carrying him. And when he was delivered, this is how it went. Oh, what is it? It's massive. No, what is it? It's massive, because he was £10. So if it had been a girl, it would have been... she would have been a bit of a ridiculous. But then... And then also, when they wheeled me to pick him up, there were all these little pink blankets and these little baby girls with their eyes shut, and there was this thing at the end, scowling, this monster. And I went, is that mine? She went, yeah. I thought, oh, Jesus. So from day one, I had the hardest time.
No, but
and
I've met your lovely boy, and he's adorable.
calmed down now, but we never stay in. He's active. First thing he opens his eyes, what are we doing today, Mum? What's the plans? And I think, you know, you've got to be really active to have a boy, but I get the most amazing amount of cuddles and hugs and snuggers from my boy.
I agree. But I think I tried to train my two boys, well, to have quiet moments. I think you can actually... It's very important, as much as you...
Did you say train them or chain them?
I just had this image of them bound to a chair and gagged. 2 more minutes.
Well, both,
We're having quiet time.
You will sit quietly. No, but I think they need that as much as they need to run round. They need to sit...
Tell me how.
Well, as I say, it's just one of those things, I think, you get them into a routine. And I have to say, I'm always slightly... I'm generalising, but... I'm always slightly suspicious of women that want little girls, because I always think what they actually want is a mini-me. They want, you know, they just want a reflection of themselves, and they're going to give that poor little girl all those awful little girl things, as opposed to just letting them be human beings. And I agree with you, boys are so loving. And actually, once they get to teenage years, I was on my own then, and I was very aware that they could have done with a dad then, really, around much more. And I think little girls then kind of leave their mums and go...
I do know what you mean. When I was... Obviously, I've got one of each. And I always thought that when I was pregnant with Amy and we found out it was going to be a girl, I thought, well, here we go. This is going to be lovely. The first... You know, I'm going to dress her in fairy wings and little dresses, and the two of us are just going to sit in colour together. Didn't really work out that way. You know, you were saying about that's what Amy looked like. My friend called her Hagrid for the first year.
No,
Hagrid. She was like that.
She's quite boyish,
and Amy is the one that runs up and down and round the house, bites the dog. And whereas Finley, I can say, right, no, you've had enough of doing that. Go in your room and play with some of your toys, and you'll put together his Meccano set and, you know, and sit nicely. And yes, you get lots and lots of cuddles. So it depends on the character of the kids. And we did a very in-depth survey here at Lucemin. We asked the audience to raise their hands who found what the most difficult, and boys came out as more easy to raise.
Interestingly, from members of the audience that have boys and girls as well. I have to big up the girls here because I've got a daughter, and I always wanted a son, and because I thought I'd be too hard on a daughter. I don't do that kind of cutesy, sort of overly sensitive, indulgent thing that sometimes you have to do with girls. But my daughter is like your Jake. I mean, if I can't see her when I walk in the house, I know she's going to come flying out of somewhere like Kato and go, And so she's not a girly girl, but I think that's to do with the fact that she's had a big influence from Paul, because when I worked, you know, all the time, he brought her up. So so there's that. I think it depends on the parenting, really. That's what gives them their personality. But they're all lovely, really, aren't they?
Yeah. And we're blessed. I think that's something you need to not forget. Absolutely. Right.